Okay, so I'm going to look at part C, the 97% confidence level when you have n equals 36 and the standard deviation is 37. So let me see if I can get back here. Okay, so we know that the standard deviation is equal to, let me see, I had that written down somewhere. Let me go back, I apologize. So n is 36. Okay, so we have to know two things to get this problem worked. And first we need to find the z-score associated with a 97% confidence interval. And so what we need to do is we need to figure out what alpha is here. And alpha is, it's hard for me to write with this. Alpha is equal to 1 minus 0.97, so alpha is 0.03. So we need to look up on the table 1 minus alpha divided by 2, which is 1 minus 0.015. So when we go to our table, we're looking for the z value associated with 0.985. And let me explain what that means is. So we're looking up on a table and we know that each side is, for alpha, is 0.015. And we want to know the probability. We want to know all the way up to a certain z value. So we want to know what z value would go all the way up to here. Well, or all the way up to this value right here. So the table is going to tell me, I'm going to kind of do like a reverse phone lookup basically. I'm trying to find the person's name, which is the z-score, and all I know is the number, which is here, I know 0.985. So I need to see what z-score would go right here to give me the probability of it being 0.985, which is all the way, the area of the whole curve is 1, and I want it all the way up and leaving out the top tail, which is 0.015. So the probability, the area under the curve is 0.985. That's what this number represents. So I'm going to go look that up on my table. And so when you look up 0.985, let me make this bigger so you can see it. 0.985 is right here. So it actually falls under 2.1, this would be 2.19, 2.18, 2.17 is your z value. So up here, z would be 2.17. That's what it represents. So now I know z is 2.17. So I know z. Now I can take z, and let me kind of make this a little bit smaller. I know z is 2.17. So that's the first part of in my formula up here. The first part is 2.17. So I'm just going to put that right up under here. Now I've got to do the second part here. And the way that you find it, the standard error of the mean, is just the population standard deviation divided by the square root of n. And so that would be 37 divided by the square root of 36. And when you get that, you'll use it for all three parts of that problem, and it's 6.167. So you're going to plug in 6.167 here and multiply it, and that will give you your margin of error. It's your z-score times your standard error of the mean, and you want to round your standard error of the mean to 3 decimal places, but you're going to round your answer to 2 decimal places. So your margin of error here would be 13.38. And that is how you get your z-score for or your z value for a 97% confidence interval. It would be 2.17. Now it wanted you to use the table here. Now on some problems you will have to use Excel or technology to get that, but on this one it actually wanted you to use the table. Just let me know if you have any more questions about how to find that z value by looking it up on the table.